I made a map that turns Minecraft into 3D Geometry Dash. It's got everything from the real game, but with a whole new dimension that makes it so much more fun. It has realistic textures, working lobbies, a custom level editor, and a lot more that I'm gonna make in this video because there is no way I'm paying the whopping $3 it costs in the App Store. Who do you think I am, Mr. Beast? Now first, I need to make the dash part of Geometry Dash, where you're locked to a certain speed and forced to jump over obstacles, or get absolutely obliterated. To make it so you can't just parkour wherever you want, I set up these command blocks that force you to move forward by teleporting you in small but really fast increments, basically turning you into a Geometry Dash cube. Which works great, except there's nothing telling it to stop, which means you literally just move forward forever, or suffocate in a wall eventually.
Ah, help!
So now we need the geometry to interact with. No, I'm not talking about that boring math from school. I'm talking about the 26 gorgeous levels and all their platforms you jump over or die to. If we do some basic math, coding and building levels times 26 equals a lot. And I don't want to keep you here until we're great grandparents, so I'm just going to do 3. Starting with the first level, Stereo Madness. To keep it as accurate to the real game as possible, I pulled up a reference video and built it block by block in creative mode. Since the 2D game is obviously, well, 2D, I built the entire level in 2D and copied and pasted it a few times to make it thick. Then I went through the entire thing and broke a bunch of holes you have to dodge, so you're actually forced to move left and right. There's just one teeny tiny major issue you may have noticed. I'm sorry, does it even look like Geometry Dash right now? It literally just looks like a bunch of random rocks and a giant hedge wall, which is obviously a no-go. So I need a texture pack fast or my eyes are going to explode. I was hoping to pull a quick borrow from someone else, but it turns out no one has bothered to make one for some reason. Luckily, all the 2D games textures just kind of exist in those sketchy cracks of the internet, which means I can convert their textures into a super nice looking resource pack without having to do most of the graphic design. Or should I say, our design. Yes! On top of all of these blocks, I also added a working background color system, all the Geometry Dash music, and these items and portals that will let you do stuff like double jump and go into ship mode. So yeah, it's way better now. Luckily, Stereo Madness only has a spaceship mode, so I was able to code the fully functional spaceship sections to let you fly up or down if you hold shift. But my favorite part is when you touch an illegal block like this spike, it'll trigger this really fun death sequence that explodes you and sends you all the way back to the beginning.
Ah!
Or if you're somehow a god gamer and make it to the end, you get a level complete sound effect and title that is super satisfying. Oh, yes. Yeah, I probably wasted like 2 hours playtesting here because of how annoyingly addictive it is. But I really need to work on the next 2 levels because they're going to be a lot crazier and a lot harder to make than Stereo Madness. Since I've never actually bought the full game though, I need to figure out what levels you guys want me to build so I don't make the boring ones. To do it, I released a short of my progress so far to see if anyone would comment any level suggestions. Turns out over half of them were for this one called Tidal Wave, which I mean, sounds pretty cool. Something like a nice soothing level with some occasional hard spots. No, it turns out Tidal Wave is the hardest rated level on Geometry Dash. I don't even think I need to explain why this level is so bad. Just look at this. Is that a cutscene? What the frick? Okay, just kidding. Obviously, I can't let you guys decide what levels I make, so next, I'm gonna make one that I think is pretty cool. Dryout. Dryout is actually really similar to the first level, so I started building it using a reference again to make it almost identical to the 2D version. And everything was going great until I reached this upside down section. Now, I was able to build the entire part without any trouble, but the problem is, I haven't coded a way to make you go upside down yet. So when you play it, you just get to stay on the ground the entire time, and I'm not letting you get away with cheating that easily. So to make it work, I spent 2 days coding this fancy gravity tag that forces you upside down if I apply it to you. I tried so hard, but Minecraft made it basically impossible to code an upside down jump using space. So I had to link the jump button to shift, which works, but makes you look super interesting to say the least. After that, thank goodness it's just a bunch of normal parts with a spaceship section mixed in, so I was able to finish the level without any more trouble. By far my favorite so far, which means I only need to make 1 more level. I think this one's really cool, so I'm choosing Flutter Funk. shouldn't be that hard to make, right? Like the other two levels, the actual build part of Clutterfunk wasn't actually that hard to make. The problem is all the new items and modes that I have to code. These saws that kill you if you touch them, gravity and jump rings, shrink portals, reverse portals, and an entire ball mode that needs its own ginormous section of code. Clutterfunk has so much to it that I spent the next 2 weeks coding everything for it. So much that I decided to spend another week on top of that making an entire level editor out of all the blocks and items from it. So you guys can make your own levels if I missed any that you want to play. All of which absolutely broke me. There were multiple times that I went to the Play Store and almost paid the $3 for it. That's how you know it got bad. But now that it's finished, it's actually really cool. I'm giving Clutterfunk a demon difficulty rating because of how freaking hard it is in 3D. It took me over 100 tries to beat in practice mode. So you're an absolute legend if you can beat it in normal mode. To top off the map, I also set up custom lobbies that take you where you need to go by right-clicking buttons, which makes you feel like you're not even in Minecraft anymore. With that, I have officially made Geometry Dash 3D in Minecraft after building all the levels, borrowing all the textures, coding a full-on Clutterfunk with a level editor on all the items and lobbies. This map is officially the craziest thing I have ever made and is actually so fun to play. If you want to try it, you can play the main levels or level editor for free by downloading it on my Planet Minecraft. But was it all worth it just to avoid spending $3 in the Play Store? No, absolutely not. Just go download the map right now, please.